don't see it on the newbernnow.com. Let's see.
You guys want to talk? We're live.
Oh, we're live. Then let's go. George, that's you.
I can't get it to. Are you? Oh,
There
there you
you
are.
go.
There
No,
you
that's
go.
not it.
That's not it.
That's from before. Is this it? No, that's Garrett Biss. Has
Doesn't
anybody
matter.
else got it on Facebook?
New Bern
Here we
now.
go. Yes, it's right here.
Okay,
Got it.
can somebody talk to
Yeah,
her?
we
Yes.
can talk. Hey,
Hey, folks.
we're here. Happy to see
There,
you.
it's the Pod Squad. And here we are with the Pod Squad. With
Gator is Tyler.
Okay. The Pod Squad today with Jane Malucci, Kathy Morrison, Todd Burrier, Wendy Card, and
Yours truly, George Oliver.
there you are. Take it, George.
We are on location today at Shop Class in downtown New Bern on Guyan Street. Thanks for joining us today for the podcast, episode number 137. We knew this one would be special, so we invited someone special to be with us, and we have here Mo joining us from his business, Shop Class.
All right, there you go.
Thank you for visiting me.
Okay.
Hey, and just so you know, folks, if you're joining us on social media, let us know if you have any questions, comments, or announcements, and we're going to have a contest too. But in the meantime, let's talk to Mo. Mo,
Okay.
tell me about Shop Class. Why did you start this?
Well, I bought an old warehouse, needed to do something with it. Actually, I rebuilt an old house in downtown New Bern, and I did it on my balcony. And my neighbors were about ready to throw me off the balcony. So I figured if I needed a nice shop, some other people needed a nice shop too. So the concept of this is for me to have a really nice shop and get other people to help me pay for it.
That's
That's
so
the way to
smart.
And by sharing my tools, I get to buy even nicer tools.
And more of them.
And more of them, yes.
More of them.
The one that dies with the most tools wins.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that. So who comes to take classes here?
Everybody. 60% of our beginning woodworking classes are women.
All right.
That kind of surprised us, but kind of makes sense because a lot of the older women were denied shop class.
Vintage.
Vintage. Were denied access to shop class back in the day. So now they're making up for it. So who's starting a cooking class for men?
Oh,
We need
God.
that here in New Bern now.
I just make reservations. So.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I have an idea for a new business for you, kitchen class.
Kitchen
Kitchen
class.
There you
class.
go.
Is there a kitchen in the back room here?
No.
You could have
We
a
got
kitchen and
little
other
work.
people
Well,
help
do
you pay for
plumbing
it.
first and have a plumbing class. The plumbing class can build a kitchen.
That's a good idea.
That's
There you
nice.
go.
Actually, our classes are mainly around wood. We've got a beginning woodworking class. We got a woodworking joinery class. That's next. You stick wood together and pretty, make it real pretty. And, then we have an advanced woodworking class, and we have a wood turning class, and then we have a hand tool class. We teach you how to use planes, chisels, scrapers,
wow.
and all that. And then we have a beginning welding class, and we have stained glass. And we just introduced pyrography.
What did you say?
Pyrography. Wood
Burning.
Wood
Pyography?
Biography.
Oh.
Would
PY.
I thought you were saying photography and I wasn't hearing it right.
No, pyrography.
Pyography.
Yeah. Here's an example up there of the alligator.
Oh, neat.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's a little
Very
different
nice.
than the what you did in the Boy
okay.
Scouts and Girl Scouts.
Yeah, that's great.
I see another example. Is that John Berger's fiddle that he
That's,
made?
yep, that's John Berger's electric violin.
Violin.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Really cool. And he made that here?
They made that
John
here.
one of your teachers?
Yeah, John teaches in the evening, kind of runs the evening program. So I have Joe Clay, who's here during the daytime mainly, main instructor.
Yep.
So Joe uses a whiteboard over there, and John, who's in his 30s, uses the big screen behind me with PowerPoint. So
Yep.
I have to be able to accommodate both.
Be flexible.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's great. So the women that are coming in to take these classes, what are they learning to do?
The first class starts out with a lecture, and you learn where wood comes from. Basically, you learn about trees.
Trees. We can skip that class.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, what's level 2?
And then they take you up the shop, and you take a 2x4 and run it through a whole bunch of the machines, and basically destroy a 2x4. But no, it comes out really nice and smooth, beautiful 2x4. Most people take it home with them.
So you're planing it and
Planing it, joining it, and you run it through the bandsaw and the router table, all that. Second class, you come back and we teach you about gluing. And then we give you some maple and cherry, and you glue it up into a panel. And then the third class, you come back and we tell you about how to buy wood, how it's priced, how it's measured, and all that, and how it's graded. And then you go back in the back, you finish out your cutting board, and you get to take it home with you.
Oh, that's great.
So
Very nice.
I think we've supplied half of New Bern with cutting boards.
There you go. And there's some really more advanced things in here too.
Yeah.
I don't know, Wendy, if you
That'd
can
be-
show
yeah,
that camera.
Put the camera.
Somebody has built a shelf out of a baby grand piano. Is that what I'm looking at?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's
a lady donated that to us, and it was a baby grand piano that could not be salvaged. I mean, it was never going to be a musical instrument again.
Right.
Yeah.
So we turned it into a bookshelf, and Joe Clay did most of the wood work because he's trained shipwright, so he's used to working with curved edges. And I welded up the cart for it. And Judy Hills, who's with the Friends of the Library,
Oh, Wendy, you're on
is
these.
going to placement. Is going to do the placement of it, and we're hoping it goes into the airport as a little free
Oh,
library.
wow.
Oh, okay. Little free library.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
That's a super idea.
That's very cool.
Very nice.
And you've got all kinds of,
See John's fiddle up there on the right. Keep
let's
going.
see, go to the right.
That's fantastic.
Let me
So I
pan.
saw in the paper that you had people doing burls, was that right? Or bowls?
Bowls,
That
yes.
was turning class.
Yeah, we also do wood turning. Jonathan also teaches wood turning in the evening, and then I have an instructor teaches on Saturday afternoons. James Riggs. He took third in the nation recently in a wood turning
Wow.
competition. So fairly good talent
That's
around here.
fantastic.
And,
That's great.
and Mo, we're looking at Jonathan, the
Burger.
steel Jonathan,
Yes.
right? You want to
Yeah.
explain a little bit?
Yeah, Jonathan welded that up for a competition. Didn't get it quite done in time, and so he used calipers to measure himself to come up with the size of everything. So if you notice we call it Johnny now. It's just like Jonathan in that it has no rear.
And two hearts.
Poor,
And two hearts.
poor
Two
guy.
Good-hearted guy.
guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Johnny gets decorated a lot.
That's
And
excellent.
his hand is just perfect for holding the beer we discovered.
Just like John.
Just like that.
Yeah.
But obviously he doesn't do much work around here.
No, yeah, he gets to hold things.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So if people want to find out about classes, what do they do?
They go to my website, which is shopclass-nb for newbern.com.
Shopclass-nb.com.
That's it.
Mo, do you still have the ability for people to pay a flat fee and then use the shop when they're not taking classes? So they come and use tools they might not have at their home?
Exactly, yeah. We have 3 pay plans for that. If $12.50 an hour if you just run in and want to use a tool. And that's mainly boaters. They come running in here with their hair on fire. Because they're leaving tomorrow, they have to have it done.
Right.
Okay. And then most of my clients pay me $80, and that buys them 8 hours shop time, and it's all on the honor system.
Okay.
So when they use up that 8 hours, they come back and hand me the credit card, and we do it again.
So it's not on a monthly rate, it's just by
Well,
the
I do
hour?
have a monthly rate. The
Okay.
monthly rate is $295, and that pretty much buys you unlimited time in the shop.
Wow.
Wow.
So
How
I-
frequently do the classes turn over?
Most of our classes run for 3 weeks, 3 sessions, 3-hour sessions, and we try to rotate through them. But we kind of have a natural progression, from beginning joinery to advanced class, so you
Yeah.
follow along with that.
I'll say too, Mo, I came here before you bought it and they were having a sale. I guess it used to be like a boat warehouse or something. And it is beautiful in here. I know you've done most of the work with the tools that people, teach them how to use. So if anybody wants to know what kind of quality, you just walk in Mo's place here. You can see not just the things on the shelves, but the place itself.
The floors, the walls
Yeah.
are just
Everything's
wonderful.
gorgeous,
There's
yeah.
a stained glass window out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah.
So stained glass, woodworking, and
Welding.
welding.
And
Wow.
making
All
metal
those places.
statues of Jonathan.
Yeah.
Sure. This is fantastic. Well, thanks, Mo. This has really been very educational. Thanks so much for starting this, even if it is, just to make sure that you have the right tools.
That's true.
It's a great opportunity for the rest of us to be able to learn what you already know.
Well, it's a great retirement business, and without this, you'd have to worry about me being out on the streets and in the bars. So.
Right.
That's why I'm
With
thinking.
tools, which
Yeah,
is a little
not good. Yeah, that's why I love that monthly subscription thing where you just hand that to the spouse and say go.
Well, originally my wife called this Daddy's Daycare.
There you go.
Yeah, I can see that. I can totally understand that. Thank you so much. That's
You're
All
great.
right. Yay, Mo.
Yay, Mo!
Yeah.
Yay, Mo. All right,
Okay.
Kathy, what's going on?
The Historical Society has a lot of stuff, usual, as
Yeah.
usual we got stuff. First thing coming up is the 7th, which is next Saturday, is the ABC sale.
Yay!
And the ABC sale stands for Attic, Basement, Closet. Because we want you to go in there and clean out your attic, your basement, your closet, and we'll take all your leftovers. So we have collected all year round, and we have a wonderful collection. Walt, who's in charge of it now, said we have a record number of stuff, a record amount of stuff for the ABC sale. We have 4 full storage units.
Wow.
And that will all come out next week and be set up and be ready for your perusal on Saturday the 7th at 8 o'clock. It runs 8 to noon. Come early.
Where is it?
It's at the Knights of Columbus building, which is at 1125 Pine Tree Drive.
Yeah, I went there last year. That was
Okay.
really cool. I got a,
Yeah.
what was it? It was some sort of musical instrument. It didn't work, but it was pretty. it was priced because it didn't work. It was a harpsichord, that's what it was.
Oh, okay. But it's all really super good prices
Yeah.
for interesting stuff.
Yeah.
It's brand new every year because it's a whole new collection every year.
Yes.
So come and do a treasure hunt and see
Yeah.
what you find that you didn't know you really needed.
Yeah.
You didn't know you needed a harpsichord.
Oh, it's
It
an
didn't
auto
work.
harp. It was one of those two.
Auto harp.
Yeah, I think it was
Was it-
auto harp.
was it a-
Yeah, it was when you
It's
strum.
an auto
Yeah.
harp.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, great.
Yeah.
So that's coming up on the 7th. We have a lunch and learn on the 11th, which we want to thank everybody who has already bought their tickets and their reservations. That one is sold out. That's going to be Wade
Jane.
Sokolowski, and he's going to talk about Confederate hospitals in North Carolina, coastal North Carolina. He's working on a second book, and that will be about Union hospitals, so we hope we get him back to talk about his second book when he's ready to talk about that. So that's on the 11th. The 14th, here comes finally the encore for the Underground Railroad.
That's
Oh.
fantastic.
This is coming up. That was such a good presentation.
Oh,
That
my
was from
gosh.
Lisa Smith, who's the executive, no, not Smith, Jones. Lisa Jones, who's the executive director of the Washington Waterfront Underground Railroad Museum. And she came and gave a wonderful presentation. So now she's going to come back on the 14th. We're working with the African American Heritage and Cultural Center to bring her back. She's going to come to St. Peter's AME Zion that's there at 617 Queen Street, right across from the cemetery. So if you've been to Ghost Walk at the cemetery,
Yeah.
you know, it's right there. And that will be at 3:30 on the 14th. There is no charge.
Oh,
You
my.
don't need a reservation. So just y'all come.
Yeah.
Yes, and especially there's a whole bunch of folks who were disappointed that they didn't get to come to the lunch and learn. So be sure you have March 14th on your calendar at 3:30 at St. Peter's on Queen Street. And come on and hear Lisa. She does a wonderful job talking about interesting information about how information got passed
Yeah.
along to folks who needed to use the Underground Railroad, who needed to travel, and needed the information on where and how to connect up, and how this information got passed along without, tipping off the overseers.
Is there a local component to that in New Bern, in our area here? Did it
There's
run
not
through?
there's not a museum of that, but a lot of the things that she talks about that were happening, perhaps in Washington, also happened here in New Bern.
Right.
It was the same general area, and it was the river that was the connection.
Right.
It was the river that was the travel point. So yes, the same things that she's talking about there, yes, did happen here in New Bern.
Yeah.
So that's what we have happening.
Well, I got to go to that luncheon and hear her talk, and oh my gosh, it was phenomenal. It was just outstanding, the stuff that I learned from her, and I can't wait to go to Little Washington to see that
To see
museum, too.
the museum
Yeah.
in the railroad car.
Yeah, outstanding. Very cool. Very cool.
That's great.
Todd, what's going on?
On the 28th and the 29th, 20th today? That's tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
28th and 29th, we have Frozen Junior.
Ooh.
Which I don't know how do you get Frozen Junior, but
It's
Frozen Junior,
all kids. It's there are no adults in it.
Oh,
So,
that's
yeah,
pretty
that's the
cool.
junior. Son of Frozen. Yeah.
that is at the Masonic Theater, and it's presented by the Rivertown Players.
Yep.
Has anybody seen the show yet?
No.
This is
No,
the
I
second
have not.
weekend coming up.
Oh.
They've done a bunch of school shows and they're running for 3 weekends, starting last weekend. The set is maybe one of the nicest sets I've ever seen in New Bern. It's so well done, detail oriented. The lighting's wonderful, and the costumes are amazing. These kids do a really good job, and so come check it out. It's about an hour long. It's not even an intermission, but you come see these kids have been working on this for about 4 or 5 months.
Oh, wow.
And Aaron Williams directed it, did just a fantastic job.
Oh, that's great.
Okay.
Yeah, Aaron's always fun. He
Yeah.
does such a great job with
He
the
does.
kids.
He does. Yeah.
It's outstanding.
Okay.
Let's see, what else have we got going on here? I know that for the Coastal Women's Forum, we have Trade Share coming up on Tuesday, March 3rd. Of course, vote. If you haven't already, remember to vote. But anyhow, right after you vote, you can go over to Trade Share, which is going to be at the Flame. And if you're not a member of the Coastal Women's Forum, you're still invited. But it's really just for women. So, sorry, George. I know you wanted to go to the Flame because they have such great food and everything,
absolutely.
but it's just girls' night out. So grab your friends and come on over there, and you can register for that at coastalwomensforum.com. So that's what I got going on.
Okay. All right.
One thing that I wanted to mention is Walk-In Bathtub is doing some improv this weekend on Saturday.
Great.
I just checked the ticket. That's at New Bern Civic Theater, the ticket site, and there are only 5 seats left on the lower section, and they've already sold 30 upstairs. So
Oh my gosh.
we're close to a sellout for the
Good
first
for
time.
you.
The numbers are getting larger every time, and so this is our Elite Day show because
See,
it's
this
on
is
Elite
Leap
Day, and we have a promotional video out there that's fun. One of our it's a fictional character, but it's somebody who's having their 84th birthday on Leap Day, which means he finally turns 21. And his friends take him out drinking for the first time. So it's a fun. We filmed some of it at Brown Pelican. Yeah, it's a good time. So check out Walking Bathtub's Facebook page if you want to see that video. It's a lot of fun.
Great.
Keith Boyd directed it and edited it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we had our first show in Morehead City this past Saturday, raising money for their theater rebuild at Carter Community Theater.
Super.
And I had over 100 people there for that. It was really fun, really good time. And we have merch now. So we went to Danny Batten and SL Revival and asked them to design a hat for us and a shirt. And so the hat is it's kind of their signature
looks
trucker
like
hat.
a grubby farmer hat.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. But it's got the Walk-In Bathtub logo that one of our members, Meredith Laskovitz, designed. And then we also have t-shirts. And we'll be selling these at the shows. And they are a fundraiser for New Bern Civic Theater. New Bern Civic Theater is keeping all the proceeds. So, and for the Podsquad, we also had stickers made.
Yeah.
And, so I bought everybody a sticker.
Oh, neat.
Official.
Official merch.
Official. Okay.
Awesome.
All right, you have now made it into the next level of stardom. If you have official merch.
Yeah, you have official merch. That's right.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a good. I mean, again, we are as a group. Our group is very active in theater and want to help New Bern Civic Theater and also Rivertown, all of them. And so it's been a nice way to bring this to New Bern, but also to help our local New Bern Civic Theater.
It's great how the theaters do work together because
Oh,
so many
absolutely.
of us
Yeah.
actors are bouncing from one to the other.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah. So that's been really fun.
and you just never know where you're going to show up.
That's right. Depending on what the show is, right?
Right, right.
Did you say us actors?
Oh
Is
yeah.
that
Yeah.
another one of your talents?
No, it's
Yes.
another one of the things I do.
Talent.
You were right the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks,
right.
kids. Okay, let's get going with we have another guest coming in.
Yeah,
Was somebody at the door?
Phyllis,
somebody at
Phyllis
the
was
door.
out there.
It says filming do not enter, and they left. So
Oh,
let me go-
oh,
let me go-
oh, no.
Let me go see. Who is it?
George. Phyllis Hoffman.
There's,
All right, I'll be right back.
there's 4
Sure.
people.
Okay.
Well, while we're waiting for
Contest.
George.
Yes.
Did you mention the contest?
Oh, the contest. Yes, our contest.
That's not for you.
Okay, so the question for the contest is, when did we do our first remote show? Comment while we're live today, and if you answer correctly, you'll be entered in a drawing to win a special prize.
What am I going to win? Because I know the answer.
I can't tell you that, and you can't answer it.
I don't know that I was there.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, that's Wendy. Wendy, is it okay if I win?
No,
Okay.
you're part of the Podsquad.
Yeah, what are these
The
rules?
rules, Wendy's got the rules in her head.
I know, but Jason,
That's scary.
I can't say.
Jane's in charge of rule interpretation. Yes.
Jane's in charge of this broadcast, and she says no, George.
So
She says no.
That's right.
Yeah.
If your name's George, you can't win.
Oh,
And you're sitting next to Jen.
those two things
Todd
double
can't
negative.
win either.
But they cancel each other out. Double negatives make positive.
No,
It's
no,
not
that's
a
not how that
mutually
works.
exclusive situation.
No. Oh my gosh, Phyllis, please come over and have a seat.
There you go.
So who do we have joining us here, Jane?
We have Phyllis Hoffman. It's so nice to see
Hello,
you.
Phyllis.
Hold it close.
I will.
Yes, very good, very good.
Okay.
So tell me what's going on.
In Riverbend?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we, as well as many other places here in this town, got impacted by something called Florence.
Oh yes, she came into my house.
Yeah, well, yeah, we had that problem too. But we just want people to know that Riverbend is back. And we're having a celebration on March 14th. We're calling it Riverbend Showcase.
Super.
And we have the community organizations, some of the town advisory boards, and some other groups. I keep getting calls from groups saying, can we be there? Can we be there?
Oh, that's great.
As well as our businesses in town. We want people in Riverbend to come and say, hey, look what's going on here, and participate. And we'd like other people to come as well to see what's going on.
Sure.
So we're very excited about it. We're really happy that it's taken off like it has.
Oh, that's great.
It's a citizen-sponsored event.
Sure.
So
That's
that's what we're
super.
doing.
Well, that's part of Riverbend. I mean, we're a little town, you know, some people make fun of us because we're the other side of New Bern. Way down, you know. I hear
Are you in
people
New Bern?
say, He's evil. He's
That's our mailing address.
It is.
That's right. We can't have our own post office.
No, but we have our own library.
You
Yeah,
do?
we
Yes,
do.
yes,
We
we
do.
do.
Yeah.
And we're the only place in town that has a 4th of July parade
That's
and
right.
activities for kids and everybody else.
Yes.
So, yeah.
That's a fantastic parade, too.
Yes.
So, are there tickets for this, or?
Oh, no, it's free. And we have people that are going to be bringing little refreshments all day. The River Brew Coffee Shop is going to provide coffee in the morning.
Nice.
Yeah, so we have lots going on. It'll be a great day. It's
So,
from 10 to 4
10
on
to
March
4.
15th at the Town Hall, which is 45 Shoreline Drive.
You can't miss it once you come into
yeah.
town. I mean,
So it's right there on the main drag.
yeah.
Yes.
One of our two, yes.
And plenty of parking.
Yeah.
And it's right across from our new building that's
Yes.
getting built for the police department and a community building as well.
Yeah, that's super. Well, this is great. This is very exciting. Thanks for organizing this, and I'm so glad that you got to be here to tell us all about it, and I look forward to it on the 14th, not 15th,
Yes.
the 14th.
14th,
Yeah,
yes,
14th.
all right.
15th was not, you know, Ides of March. Didn't want to do that.
No.
We want good stuff here.
You're
Is there,
right.
is there entertainment at this event?
No.
Jane?
You're so funny.
I mean, you are an actress, and you are part of Riverbend. I mean, it's a perfect situation.
Thanks, Todd. I'll keep that in mind. Did anybody else hear the bus?
Rich isn't here, that's why.
Well, we thought about it, but we said, we don't know how the crowds are going to be, so it would be difficult to have somebody there.
That's right.
Nobody there to listen to them, or too many people. So, no, we got enough going on.
Exactly. Thank you, Phyllis. I really appreciate telling us about this. This is going to be a great event. Thanks.
Thank you.
And I'm glad you're back together.
It's great seeing you.
Thank you. I have to stay out of trouble.
Trying to stay out of trouble. That's all of us. These two, not so much.
Do we have a second to check in with social media minutes?
Oh,
Because
sure,
somebody has
sure,
just
sure.
joined that I recognize. Maurice Howland has joined. Hi, Mo.
Oh, I wonder where they are.
Everywhere.
I waved at him virtually and in real life.
That's
Okay,
right.
but here's the thing. If you ratted out about the date, that's not fair.
What's not
The
fair?
one for the contest about the first remote show. You didn't tell him.
I didn't tell Mo.
No.
I could tell him now.
No.
Mo, the first.
No.
No? Oh, I'm just trying to.
Well, nobody's
Make sure.
commenting, so encourage.
No.
All right, we
Well,
need
I've got-
comments. We
I've
don't
got a
want
comment.
George.
Oh, no, here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do.
What?
We'll give clues
Clues.
as to where the first one wasn't. The first live podcast was not at the
my
Empire
house.
State Building.
Yes, or it wasn't at my
Or
house.
at Todd's
It wasn't
house.
at Todd's
Todd's
house.
house.
No.
Okay.
And then we'll give another clue in a few minutes.
Okay. All right.
It was a business, a local business downtown.
It was a business in downtown New Bern. Can we be that specific?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
It could have been
New Bern.
downtown Riverbend.
But it wasn't.
Right.
Right.
It wasn't.
Because it was in New Bern.
And it was
Right.
in November,
And it was in November.
We do have a downtown.
yeah,
I know. It was in November
2019.
2019. So that's relatively recent history.
So if anybody was paying attention, they ought to know.
All the people that follow the Podsquad, we call them Podsquatters, right?
No,
All of you pod squatters.
You're the pod squatter.
Oh, I'm a pod
You're the
squatter.
pod squad.
Should we change this? Branding is important. So
Pod squatty.
pod squatter.
There you
or
go,
squatter?
sweeties.
Pod,
Squatties.
like squatter.
I would prefer squatter.
Squatter, not squatter.
I'm not.
Pod,
I don't
The
know.
whole
Squatter.
The squatter thing. I'm not feeling
squatting on a pod. Squatting on a pod. How about this? Just squat.
This is I've lost complete control.
You are in charge.
Colleen, we miss you so
No.
much. So
In order
much.
to lose
Yeah,
control, you
assert it,
have to
go
once
after it.
have
Oh.
Oh, I just slammed.
Oh.
Okay, all right. Let's get this back together.
Jenny's here. Is it Jenny?
Jennifer Cawhorn.
Jenny's here.
Jenny.
If you dare, yeah.
Brave woman. Grab that mic. You guys get snuggy with it.
Here.
But you just jumped right in.
Hey, put the mic up tight because otherwise they won't hear you.
Yeah,
I want them to hear you. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me what's going on with the Handbell Musicians of America.
Jane, can I real quick interrupt?
Sure.
We found out about Jennifer, and we have known about the Handbell Musicians of America for quite a long time because you've been coming to New Bern, and this year you're staying at John and Betty Foy,
The Meadows Inn, yeah. My
So-
staff and the staff and planning team for the event are staying there at the Meadows Inn, which we've been staying. We come there. God, how many years have we been staying there? But 7 or 8 years, I think.
Wow.
But we've this event, Handbell Musicians of America, has been bringing our distinctly bronze event to New Bern since 2005.
Wow.
And the only times we've missed are when Matthew and Florence decided to mess up our plans. So
I like that.
Yeah. So we haven't been. This is our first time back since 2017, actually, because we had to cancel the 2018 event.
Right.
Actually, it got postponed and moved to Raleigh last summer, and so we are excited to finally get back to New Bern.
Great.
We love this city. We have so much fun here. We have we have about 120 handbell musicians that come in for this event every year.
My goodness.
They started arriving on Tuesday. Our event gets started at 2:30 this afternoon. In fact, I've got some of my other staff handling all the welcome messages and introductions for everybody, so I can be here. And we'll be rehearsing over the next 3 days, and then doing a public concert on Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock at the convention center.
Oh,
and I just
fantastic.
have to congratulate you all on the fabulous convention center you have here in New Bern. It is a beautiful venue, and you should be very proud of it.
And very grateful that it's
We
here.
are.
Yes,
Yeah.
they
It
worked
is-
very
and it-
hard to get that back.
And it is
together.
gorgeous. The new renovations that they've made.
Yeah.
It just looks fabulous. And we love working with Mary over there. And then Tavoris is is kind of the head of the crew that sets everything up for us, and he knows our setup forward and backward and had it ready for us when we came in Tuesday. So
Oh,
he's
wow.
they are the best, and
Yeah.
we have a blast. And but where we play, we have 10 full choirs of handbells playing on the largest handbell sets in the world. So we have 7 full octaves of bells.
Whoa.
So
Wow.
that's a
times.
C2, and I think we may even have a G1, which is really big,
My goodness.
all
How
the way
many
down to
are-
the little tiny C9, all the way up to the little tiny C9.
How many bells would be in an octave?
It's going to be 13 bells per octave.
So 13 times 7. That's
Yeah.
how many people.
Yeah, so that's and then
Yeah.
well, it's usually it's the standard assignments are in the general what we call the battery range. You're going to have two bells plus their accidental. So if you think of
Oh,
two
okay,
white
right.
notes on a keyboard and plus the black notes that go with it, that one person would be responsible for that. And then when you get into the higher bells, they take their bell plus an octave higher, so they can hold up to
right.
3 bells in their hand at one time
Okay.
to ring. And then the bigger bass bells, they may handle along
Two
a wider
people per
range.
bell.
Well, they actually, since they typically play less often, so they might handle 3 or 4 of the
Okay.
big bells at one time. And then we also have hand chimes that accompany with that. So the hand chimes look like these big tuning forks.
Oh,
And so they
right,
add
okay.
sort of just a different color, a different timbre to the music.
Wow.
And so it's really a beautiful thing. And even if you can't make it for the concert, just come over and walk in and see some of our rehearsal. It's just lovely.
Is there a particular composer that you're featuring on this?
Well, we actually, it's a variety of composers, but we have, for the first time ever, we have a female conductor, a female associate conductor, and all female composers. on the
Wow.
program.
Wow.
Yes, so it's a mix of transcriptions of orchestral music, arrangements of popular music, handbell original works, It's about 10 pieces that are on the program, and it's just a lot of fun. It really creates. One of the things, I've been involved in handbells for over 30 years, and to me, handbells is when I call it the ultimate team sport.
Oh, it is.
Because it's a very physical activity,
Yeah.
and you have to have. If everybody isn't participating, it doesn't work.
Right.
It's like losing 2 keys on your
You have
keyboard.
to have the whole team.
Yeah, you have to have those, and they have to work together to create great music.
That's great.
Yeah,
So-
the hand bell probably wouldn't be
The handbell choir.
the hand bell.
Yeah, doesn't work so
And,
Yeah.
If the rehearsals, if someone wanted to pop in and watch, when are they going to be happening?
Rehearsals start this afternoon at 2:30, and we go until we take a break at 5 for dinner, but then we're back until 8 o'clock tonight. And then tomorrow we start at 8:30, and we go until 7 tomorrow night. But we have some small sectional work in the middle of the day, so after 4 o'clock if you want to see the full group. And then all day Saturday, we start at 9 a.m. Saturday and go till 6:30 Saturday night.
Oh my God.
And then we'll be rehearsing Sunday morning before we do the concert at 4 o'clock. And first time ever, we're going to be live streaming the concert on our YouTube channel. So youtube.com/handbellmusicians.
And the members come from all over the country?
We represent 35 states and 3 countries.
Oh my goodness.
Is one of your members Jessica?
That is one of our former board members, and she's actually here to participate in the event. Hi, Jessica.
That's super.
What key does she play? What is Jessica?
Actually, Jessica is playing. I believe she's playing C4, D4, and she will correct me if I say it wrong. She's playing
and C sharp?
C4, and then
Yeah.
the C sharp and
Okay.
the D sharp, and and the chimes that go along with that too. Yeah.
That's
Do you still
cool.
wear white gloves?
We actually, for our concerts, we wear black gloves.
Oh.
Yes.
I never graduated above the white gloves, so I did it in
Yeah,
church.
but it's and there's a whole, you don't ask. You ask the wrong handbell musician about whether they should wear gloves or not, and it starts a whole debate.
Really?
The whole glove debate. But yes.
Makes it slipperier, but it
Well, yeah,
keeps it
so-
from getting messed
The
up.
gloves are off when you.
There you go. For our event, we do ask everybody to wear gloves because we are borrowing all these instruments.
Right.
So many of the instruments come to us from the manufacturers. There are 2 handbell manufacturers in the United States, Malmark and Schulmerich, and they're both located in the Philadelphia area. So we send a truck to Philadelphia to pick up bells and bring them down to New Bern so we can use them for this event. And so they're on loan to us, so we want to make sure that they're well cared for. And so we ask all of our musicians to wear gloves on this event. But some are very particular about they don't want to wear gloves because, like you said, particularly if you get in the battery area where you have to move quickly from one bell to another, the glove can hinder that.
Oh, right.
So as long as you're wiping down the bells, the casting of the bell after you're performing, after you play, you're fine because it's bronze, so it can it can turn green and get tarnished if you don't take good care of it.
The 2 manufacturers in Philadelphia, and neither one of them call themselves the Liberty Bells.
No.
One of them.
I want a craft bell show.
The original Liberty Bell was actually cast by the Whitechapel Bell Foundry in London,
Okay.
and they also manufacture handbells. But they're over in England and they manufacture them there. And some groups here in the United States play on Whitechapel bells as well.
Okay. Cool.
So what else do you want to know about handbells?
It's just a cool thing.
It is. It's amazing
Yeah.
the music that comes.
Yeah, it really is beautiful. I think handbells can sound like an organ. They can sound like an orchestra. And really you can create some phenomenal music.
Now you've been playing for over 30 years, so you were a little kid when you started.
Oh no. I started right out of college. That's very kind of you. I started right out of college.
Wow.
So, and I'm actually a flutist. My degree is in flute performance. And so I was interning at a performing arts center in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and a coworker asked me to come join her church choir. And so ever since then, I've just been hooked. And then I've been executive director of Handbell Musicians of America for the last 12 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, but I still direct 2 groups. I direct a church group and a community group, and then I ring myself too.
You don't happen to have a handbell with you, right?
You know, I didn't. I was just thinking it would have been cool. I didn't realize this was a video as well. I would have brought one along with me.
Give a lesson.
Yeah.
You know, back when we were at the Isaac Taylor House, before we did video, Lisa Bisbee-Lentz, when we were talking about you all coming to town, the artist that owns the Greater Good Gallery, she had a bell, and we were talking about we were using that as a sound effect. So but people really should get out and see you all perform.
Yeah,
so.
it's phenomenal. And it's people always say they've never. It's not like your church handbell choir. Yeah, it's going to be very different, and the sound that comes out of that it's amazing, and it's different from we play on what would be called the English handbell, and the thing that makes it an English handbell is that the clapper moves only on a single plane, so it only goes forward. So it's not like a dinner bell where it can go any direction, and there's springs inside, so you set the tension to determine how it will ring from side to side, and so you can control that process more. And it's called tuned handbell ringing. But it was handbells. I mean, I can keep talking. You just tell me. But handbells, English handbells were developed as a way for tower bell ringers to practice. So you think about those big giant tower bells. They couldn't really go and practice without waking up the entire village.
Right.
So they created handbells to match the pitches of the tower bells, so they could practice anywhere.
Yeah.
And they go to the local pub and have a pint while they're practicing their tower bells, and then they're ready to do their tower bell ringing. And then that developed further into full diatonic sets and then chromatic sets, and then in the last 50 years, handbells have been in the United States since the early 1900s. They were brought here by P.T. Barnum, and then we developed, Handbell Musicians of America was formed as the American Guild of English Handbell Ringers in 1954. So we've been around for a long time, and in those 50, 60 years, the music for the instrument has developed exponentially.
Yeah.
So we've developed new techniques, new methods of performing music, and it continues to develop. We're really a very young instrument as far as performance goes, even though they were developed hundreds of years ago as a way for tower bell ringers to practice, but as an ensemble instrument, it's fairly young.
Now we all have this vision in our head of a bar full of hunchbacks.
Yes.
And doing
I would pay the charge for that.
You would.
Now, is this an annual event now?
It is.
Despite the hurricane?
We used to come every October, but
Okay.
we've stopped that now.
Good idea.
We now are going to be coming every February. So we were already planning to be back next February,
That's
and
great.
we changed. We have a different conductor that we bring in at each event. And our folks, they look forward to coming to New Bern. They have their favorite restaurants that they go
Very cool.
to. And they map out their week. And they have, we had a wonderful lunch from the Cow Cafe, which is one of our favorite places.
Yep.
And then a lot of people will be at the Chelsea, and a lot of people head out to Captain Ratty's, and all those great places. And we have a blast coming here. And they're Friday afternoon, they have a lot of free time, so they spend their time exploring New Bern and visiting all their favorite places.
Exactly.
They don't take their bells into the bar stuff.
No, they don't. They don't do that.
So the concert again is
Sunday at 4 p.m.
okay. And do we need tickets for that?
It is. It's a free admission, but we do take a free will offering to help support, because we are a nonprofit, and it
Great.
helps us support furthering the art of handbell ringing.
Do we need tickets in advance though?
No,
Is there
just
a
come on
website?
in.
Okay.
Just come on in.
Sunday at 4.
Sunday at 4 at the convention center in the Colonial Ballroom there, right on the first level.
Thanks.
Yeah,
That's
thank you.
fantastic. So happy to learn.
Thank you guys for letting
Thank you
us come on.
for joining us.
All right.
Wow. And I see the names of some of my other people on that.
You want to give a shout out to them?
They're keeping an eye on you.
Let's see.
Pick up your mic and give it a
I see
whirl.
Linda Ashley is watching there, and I don't see. Let me see if I see any others. Just Linda. I saw Linda Ashley and I saw Jessica Westgard. But yeah, so yay. That's great.
I see Mary McGee is saying they're
Yeah,
so
Mary
glad to
McGee,
have the
they're from the
handbell
convention
ringers.
center.
Hi, Mary.
Hey, Mary.
Yes.
Yep, that's great. All right.
Thank
I gotta
you.
get back over there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. All right. All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Wonderful you're coming.
All
That's
right.
super.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I have to leave. I'm going to pick up Mason at basketball.
Okay.
Sorry.
Be that way.
See how the whole
You just
place
don't
moves
want to do
flat?
street tripping
It's
now.
so bad it's flat. You just crush the whole show.
But he's too little to walk home.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. Okay. And for your family, that's saying something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He's little so far.
It's taller than I am.
Mo, come over here and take this microphone from me.
And we're going to bring in our next guest, too.
All right. Thank you guys. See you soon.
All right, we'll see you.
Hi, Jared. You gotta have a.
Very cool.
Thanks,
All right.
George.
Did I give you a sticker?
You gave me a sticker, so I gotta give you a
Oh,
pin.
there you go. See you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you,
See
George.
He took the sweat. Darn it. You don't get the hat or the shirt. Oh, well. Okay. All right. Coming up, we've got the crop walk.
Ah.
Crop hunger walk, I should say. So, Steve, Maddie?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Yep.
Sorry about that.
That's right.
My last name is Malucci, nobody gets that right, so, you know, you think I'd be able
No,
to do
nobody
something simple.
spells that way.
Yeah, there's that. So the crop walk, I did this a long time ago when my kids were little back in
Yes.
Connecticut. So tell me about what's going on with this and who it helps.
Crop Walk is from an international group, Church World Service, out of Elkhart, Indiana. They got started in the 40s, and they're now in the United States. There's over 800 walks.
Wow.
Actually, in fundraising last year, New Bern Walk ranked number 67
Wow.
out of that.
Out of 800, wow.
Out of 800. So it is an interdenominational, interfaith effort, community-wide event, and it's held on March the 8th at Union Point Park, and in the afternoon, registration's at 2 and the walk begins at 3. We have a 3.5 mile route, which is kind of traditional, although the historical folks tell us it used to be 10 miles, you know. And the essence was in serving people in a lot of remote countries, that they have to walk for their food, they have to walk for their water, and sometimes it's quite some distance. So, but we have a 3.5 mile route, and we also have now a 1 mile route for folks that have decided they'd like to do that. We are delighted that we have a lot of young people that are involved, and for many of them, this is their first kind of faith outreach or fundraiser that they've done, and so it's just a great afternoon that we enjoy doing.
That's super. A friend of mine is with the UU, and she's been recruiting people in my neighborhood, so I guess I better sign up.
That's right. Well, we'll have probably about 300 walkers, and when they come, of course, people are gathering, and we register the teams and give out the T-shirts and so forth. Donnie Cox, the weather forecaster, is our MC, and Mayor Outlaw will be there to present the Golden Sneaker Award, which goes to the team that has the most first-time walkers.
Oh!
So that's usually a pretty competitive thing.
All right.
And we have a DJ there, and of course with so many young people, dancing breaks out. And it's a good time.
That's
it really
excellent.
is. Yeah.
That's excellent.
We'll be at the gazebo because Hurricane Florence took care of the stage.
Yeah.
And so far, Parks and Rec has not built that back, but I have a feeling that'll be coming back.
Yeah. And all of New Bern is coming back.
Yes, absolutely.
We've been very fortunate.
We have.
in the
We
recovery.
have.
So the crop walk now, you're saying this is international, but it also helps local.
It does. It does. The split is 75% goes to Church World Service and goes to 40 to 50 countries across the world, addressing hunger, but also building schools and digging wells to give fresh water, helping with even microloans for people that want to start businesses so they might be self-sufficient. Lots of different ways. Displacement, of course, is one of the issues that they deal with, and also disasters, natural disasters as they come. But 25% stays here locally and goes to RCS and Religious Community Services, the neighbor here.
Yep.
And of course, they're very involved with lots of programs, not just with hunger, in some vocational efforts as well.
Yeah.
So we're delighted that for all these years that RCS has been involved.
So how do people sign up?
Simply can show up, or if they're a member of a faith group that has a team, they can join that team. They can go online, just go ahead and Google Crop Hunger Walk New Bern, and they'll come right to our page, and they can register right there, or can donate that through the website. So if they're not able to walk, they can certainly make a donation.
Does the fundraising come from the fees to do the walk, or does the fundraising come from the teams getting people to pledge money for their walk?
Primarily from the teams that pledge money. We do have some businesses that support us as sponsors, so all the expenses of the walk, the T-shirts and any of the other expenses are covered by the sponsors. And the walkers know that 100% of what they recruit, the money that they raise, goes right to the outreach.
So each individual walker then reaches out to their own circle and collects.
That's right.
That's
And of
great.
course,
Okay.
by now being able to do it over the internet, they can pick up mom and dad or the cousins or uncles in other states even to
Right,
help.
right. That's great. Well, this is super. And the date again is,
March the 8th, Sunday, March 8th. Registration begins at 2 o'clock at the gazebo, and then the walk begins at 3.
that's super. I heard the weather's going to be good that day.
Oh, yes. we're putting that on Donnie Cox. He's
There
a
you
winner
go.
for
There you
me.
go. Yeah.
That's
He's
enough,
not
Joe.
rain, so yeah, he'll make sure that it works. Well, thank you, Steve. That's really super. And I guess I'll be talking to my bud and get signed up for that during the drop walk. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
All right.
Thanks
good.
for
Thank
coming.
you.
Yay!
It is a fun day, so
Yeah.
please come.
Great. Thanks.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So here, I'm going to give you back your phone so you can see if anybody's checking in there on our contest, because we're still looking for. Where did we do our first remote show?
Well,
I know.
No, you're as bad as George.
I know the answer.
want to give a hint?
All right, the hint you've already given is it
George
was a new
banged himself against the chimes.
That's right.
Oh,
Do you want to, I don't know if you want to say that.
George banged his head against the chimes.
Where we were
That
saying.
explains a lot.
He was
doesn't it?
constantly doing it.
Oh,
Yes,
Yeah.
that accounts for much behavior.
yes. Let's see.
Yes.
So Todd, you don't know?
No.
Okay, good.
Okay.
All right. Well, then
All right,
we don't have to
somebody
give you the
will come.
lecture, but
I mean, the comments I have, my cousin saying, go teach Italian cooking, yeah. All right.
nobody's jumped in on our contest
All right.
yet. All right.
Here's
So there's
all-
still time. Where
Okay.
was the
Well,
first
here's some
remote show?
guesses.
Oh, okay. Guesses?
4 C's,
Four-
Wit Clothier,
4 C's.
Hannah House,
We've done it at
Done
the,
it,
for,
yeah.
at Whit Clothier.
yeah. Well, I see lots of guesses here, but I don't see the right one yet.
Huh.
Thanks for guessing.
Yeah.
You'll be entered
So you could
Yeah.
still be entered into the contest at least because you guessed.
Yeah,
So you
that's
know
right.
we're gonna get you
while
a-
we're live.
while we're live.
Okay.
Gotta do it all
So you
live.
can win this contest even without the right answer?
No, you have
Yes.
to have the right answer.
Oh,
Oh, no.
no.
Yeah,
You
you,
have to
want
have
the right answer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not just good for a guess. No,
I can't
you
pick
still
it.
can't because you're part of the squad.
That's right.
But I don't know anything.
But if somebody, you can Google it.
I was gonna say if somebody was really smart, I think they could just go to like the New Bern
Yes.
Now page and find out.
Yep.
But I don't know, maybe that's too simple. So
No.
just saying,
You
think
may
about
have
it.
just caused a little problem.
Well,
Or Google November podcast,
November
New Bern.
podcast New Bern.
Okay,
Google
see if
it.
somebody will get that.
Let's see who the smartest person is on our list, on our
Okay.
You get a
collection of
prize.
watchers.
You get a prize.
A prize.
Okay.
Right. Aside from our undying appreciation. All right. Should we move on to what's happening around? Stay
Yeah, let's
tripping?
do stay tripping.
Okie dokie. Go ahead, Kathy. You get
All right,
started.
start with, we already did Frozen Junior.
Yep.
On the 29th, a home buyer's education workshop at Refreshing Lives Church. That's at 212 Kale Road, and it's presented by Twin Rivers Opportunities.
That's a wonderful workshop because that helps people figure out what is really involved in owning a home.
All right.
So it's a really smart thing to go and
All
do.
the stuff going on with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. On the 29th, we've got the 6th annual Craven County Veterans Stand Down, and that's at Cherry Point. It's also happening on the 28th, which is tomorrow, but that'll be in New Bern. And of course, this got postponed from last week because of the horrible weather. So please, pay attention to that. It's a great event to support our veterans. And
Okay.
let me see.
And then on the 29th, you've got the North Carolina Film Festival. It's the second annual one. I guess that's why they can say it's annual now, because
Right.
it's the second one. But that's a really cool thing they're doing that day is they're also going to have like the special FX makeup stuff, so
Ah.
people can go there and, I don't know, get turned into something.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, also on the 29th, the annual chili, well, yeah, that. The annual chili cook-off at the Harley-Davidson in New Bern.
That's always a wild event.
Yes.
And we've got on the 29th, the Craven Resource Council Block Party. And they will host their second community-focused event on Saturday, the 29th, in Vanceboro, in the large field adjacent to Kite's grocery store. So that party is going to begin at 1. It goes till 4, and there'll be activities for kids and parents. games and prizes, music, and snacks and refreshments. And that's at the Omega Center at 800 Cedar Street. And that's the Craven Resource Council block party in Mansboro.
And then when you're done with that, you can go see Ray Charles perform.
Well, not exactly, but go ahead.
Oh, I didn't see that. So it's Ray Charles performed by Heather Pearson Trio.
There you go.
At the gallery. But I don't know what time that is, so you'll have to look that up.
It's probably 7 or 7:30.
7:30 is usually their time for that.
NewBernNow.com.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're going to move into March. March 1st, the New Bern Drum Circle is coming again at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship at 308 Meadows Street. It's a monthly event, and once the weather warms up, they're going to do it at Union Point Park.
Right. They were at Union Point, but when the weather got bad, they moved over to the UU, and that's a
Okay.
wonderful thing.
All right.
Everybody works together. We've got the 6th International Film Series, Fanny's Journey. Fanny and her sisters attempt to escape Nazi-occupied France, but face many dangers ahead of them. And this is based on a true story. This is a tale of bravery, strength, and survival, and this is going to be at the Oringer Auditorium at Craven Community College. This is part of their film series it's free for a donation, and you can see the film either at 2 or at 7 on Friday the 6th.
Those kind of stories are so great for people.
It is.
It's so important to see the human spirit. You know?
It's wonderful. Absolutely.
So then March 6th, we got Black History Month for the love of education. This is the reschedule from the snow event. I heard about the snow event. It didn't snow at my house, by the way.
Oh my
I was
God.
hoping to see it, but, so I'm not sure it actually snowed. I think that was a story, but, and that's at the Student Center at Craven Community College.
All right. Also on the 6th, the St. Patrick's themed murder mystery dinner. Food by the Flame and beer and wine by Savvy's Wine. And this is at the Jarvis at 220 Pollock Street.
Okay. On the 7th, Free Family Community Fun Day.
Huh.
A stand against violence, the Amelia Brown campaign, with barbecue plates, bounce houses, magicians, an appearance from Batman and Catwoman. Oh my goodness. Face
Catwoman.
painting. Yeah, Catwoman. Face painting, various raffle prizes, and this is nonprofit resource sharing with violence prevention partners. So we've got superheroes. Captain America and Spider-Man will also make an appearance from Project Superhero. And the children are welcome to wear their favorite superhero costume. And I bet if the adults wanted to, they can too. So there's going to be children's games, movies, and a DJ, and all the proceeds will benefit Amelia Brown, a little girl who was affected by gun violence.
All right.
I need to go. I've got to go find my Spider-Man outfit.
There you go.
Well, actually, I still might have the trash can lid I used to play Captain America with when I was a kid.
That's cool.
Anyway, so the 7th is a day of Shakespeare. The Shakespeare competition. It's part of a curriculum-based program designed to help high school students develop their speaking and critical thinking skills. That is an awesome thing.
Yeah.
The festivities are also going to continue with a midwinter night's dream. That is really difficult. And that it's the theme of the 5th annual Dining with Shakespeare fundraiser. That's at 5:30 p.m. at the New Bern Golf and Country Club.
All right.
And there's
Also,
all kinds of great stuff there, and you can
Yeah.
wear period clothing.
Ooh, boy.
okay. Get right into it. Also on the 7th, it's bingo night at the Craven County Fairgrounds, and that's presented by the Craven County JCs.
And also on the 7th, Selena Solomon live at the Brown Pelican. That's indie pop rock. She's a singer-songwriter, native New Yorker, and Nashville resident.
She's amazing.
She's amazing,
Yes.
Wendy.
Amazing.
Okay.
Go to the Brown Pelican. Sounds like fun.
Go Selena.
7th and 8th, we have the 25th annual train show. The New Bern High School, presented by the Carolina Coastal Railroaders.
All right, moving to the 10th through the 12th, the North Carolina Main Street Conference, and that will be at the Riverfront Convention Center.
On the 10th, also, we have the 17th Taste of Coastal Carolina at the North Carolina History Center. And this is presented by Sound River's Lower Neuse Riverkeeper. That's a fundraiser, so that should be fun too.
That's always good.
And there's going to be over 40 restaurants and bakeries, and everybody who makes something you could eat, I think, is going to show up there.
Ooh.
Then the 11th, we have the round table at the Craven Community College. Put yourself in your marketing. These things are really good. They're
And Bob
really, really
Matkowski's
good.
presenting this time.
Yeah, and Bob's a good guy. This is you get something valuable for. I mean, it's free education.
It is. It is. It's definitely going to help your business. It's early in the morning though, because it's at 7:30 in the morning at the
you
college.
do something about that.
For most of us, it's okay. There's a few who struggle, but that's okay.
Okay, the 13th through the 15th, we have the Friends of the Library biannual book sale, and
Oh,
that's going
yeah.
to be at the Bridgepoint Hotel. And it benefits the New Bern, Craven County Public Library. Just piles and piles of books. If you're a book person, a reader, go.
Yeah, that's a dangerous thing for me. Also on the 13th is Art Walk in New Bern, and you're going to have a great time. Everything's going to be open, restaurants, shops, everything. Come on downtown and just wander around and see what's going on. That's presented by the Craven Arts Council. So come on down and see that on the 13th.
Also on the 13th, you have Shamrockin' 2020, St. Patrick's Day
All right.
celebration. And that's put on by the Rotary Club of New Bern. What a great group of people that is.
Okay, on the 14th, the Tryon Civitans 9th Annual Flapjack Fundraiser at Kitchen on Trent.
Wow.
More food, that sounds good.
Yeah, you're never going to starve here. 14th, we also have the 5th Annual Sickle Cell Walk Run at Point Park, presented by the News Pamlico Sound Women's Coalition.
Also on the 14th, we have the Home Improvement Auction at the Craven County Fairgrounds, presented by Myrtle Beach Cabinetry and Auction. The only thing missing from this is Mo.
There's Mo, there you are.
That's right.
All right. If you're looking for live music, check out New Bern Music Calendar on Facebook. A thank you to Joanne Friedman for maintaining this terrific community resource. There's just tons and tons of live music happening here in the eastern North Carolina, New Bern area.
Yeah. And then we've got some happenings at Tryon Palace on the 6th. It's First Friday, Revolutionary War, 2 o'clock at the North Carolina History Center. For more information on any of the Tryon Palace things, call 252-639-3500. And they've got regular events throughout the month, so always check them out.
Okay. Then
We need a social media minute.
Yeah, let's see what's going on.
I can't say that either.
Social media
We
minute.
just use stuff that doesn't
Well,
have the same consonant.
I mentioned my cousin from California who's watching.
Did we get a winner yet for our contest?
Let's see,
Anybody
I
come
don't
up with the
have
right
anything
idea?
Laura's guessed a bunch of times, but
Yeah.
Laura,
she
no.
should know. She knows.
She
She's
knows.
trying to get the
She's trying to-
conversation.
Prime the pump.
There you go.
Come on, folks.
Somebody's got to know this.
Somebody was watching us at that point in time.
And somebody is smart enough to be able to use Google to uncover the answer.
Well, maybe they just joined us. So
that's
if
right.
you want
All right, so let me tell you again what's going on, just in case you have just joined us. We're having a contest, and it's really important for you to tell us, where did we do our first remote show? So while we're live today, you have to comment and tell us where that was, and you may be eligible to win a prize. Well, actually, you will be in the drawing to win a prize if more than one person responds.
Yeah.
And if you haven't figured it out yet, there are resources available. You have a phone in your hand, use it.
Google it.
Google it. Wendy says Google it. I mean, really, she's giving you the answer. Oh my goodness. That's terrible, running a contest and giving away the answer.
No. All right.
All right.
Did we do the Tryon Palace?
Yeah.
I did the Tryon Palace.
Okay.
Yep. And of course,
All
we've got the farmer's market, so check that out too.
Okay.
Are
See
we
now.
ready to go day tripping?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Okay.
All right, let's see what we
We've got
got
a few.
here. I'm going to start with the 3rd Annual Farmville Musical Jam. Will take place at the Paramount Theater on March 8th from 1 to 5. If you play an instrument or are in a band, where's George when we need him? Join us for an afternoon of jamming. If you want to hear some fun music, join the audience. I would be in the audience. And it's free. And you can learn more by calling the Farmville Community Arts Council. For more information, 252-753-3832. Just go online to New Bern Now and you'll get all the other vital information there.
You can also head to cliffs of the New State Park in Seven Springs for a fun day of hiking, fishing, camping, interpretive nature tours, picnicking, and more.
All
Where
right.
is this?
Cliffs of the News?
Where is it?
It's like 10 minutes north of Kinston.
North of Kinston.
All right.
It's awesome. Great fishing.
You know, if you say so, I know that's
Yeah,
true.
Great fishing.
And she's telling
All
me
right,
great
there you
fishing. Well, you're going now.
I know that's true.
So it's an easy drive from here, so go on out.
Yeah, and it's natural springs.
Oh,
So
wow.
It's natural feed it, spring fed. Water's
Wow.
cool.
Sweet.
Right, another fun place to visit is the Whirligig Park in Wilson. It's a 2-acre park featuring 30 of Wallace Simpson's whirligigs, including some of the largest in his life's work. The park shelter hosts the Wilson Farmers and Artisans Market, educational programs, and family fun activities. Bunch of whirligigs. What could be more fun than that?
It's so much fun. It really is.
It
cool.
is. It's cool.
It ties in with all the metalworking that you do here.
There you go.
It's great.
That's what I want to make, a whirligig.
There you go.
Yeah.
You could have a whirligig class.
You need
Yeah.
to sign up at shop class.
There we
There
go.
you are.
All right. So let us know if you want to host our show, join as a guest, or have any questions, especially if you have the answer to our contest. That would be really cool. And we're taking comments and suggestions, and you can do that by calling us at 252-259-6853 or send an email to info@newbernnow.com.
I don't
Do we
see
have a
any.
winner yet?
I don't see one on Wendy's phone, no.
Oh my gosh.
I see all kinds of,
Maybe
every
Google's
answer
down.
except the right one.
Well,
Google's down.
thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks
Yeah.
for watching. And
Yeah.
come back again the next time. And in the meantime, I guess that's a wrap.
That's
That's
it.
a wrap, folks. Thanks.
All right.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.